Hey guys, we are back with a new episode this week, and we're super excited about this one because we are talking about our upcoming trip to Paris and London. We are leaving, yes,
and London.
Paris and London.
Let's just let that soak in.
Yeah, we're all gonna just let that marinate. We really wanted to do an episode about this because I think that it's very common practice, and I've definitely fallen into this trap, to see people who are going on these kinds of trips and think like, wow, they're so lucky. Yes. Like, I could never go on that kind of trip. And we are just here to tell you that we are two girls on a budget. Serious budget. Just like anybody else. And we had some obstacles with, going on this trip, and we found a way to kind of make it all work. So we thought that we would talk about that with you today.
So, of course, like, international trip, you think, first off, at least what I think of is, like, I can't afford a plane ticket.
So unattainable. Like, yes. The mental, block there, I think, is huge for so many people.
And I didn't even know, when we were doing research for this trip, initially, the plane tickets were actually a lot cheaper than I thought they would be.
Totally.
I think in your mind, you think Europe or, like, Australia, Asia, wherever, somewhere, like, across the pond.
Yeah.
And, like, you think, like, $1,000 or more. And that's it.
Yeah.
But actually, that's not true.
After some research, we found a bunch of different ways that you can really try to make this more attainable for you. So there are numerous ways, like you can open a new interest-free credit card if that's something that you're able to do.
And that's great to have because you can find a travel card where the international fees are lower or none.
Yes, or none, yeah.
So you can take it with you and purchase things on the trip.
And in addition to that, when you open that travel card, a lot of times you get all these bonus points. We also found during our research that there were options even for payment plans,
which is amazing.
Yeah, mind-blowing.
It's all about knowing what's right for you, and don't write it off immediately.
Yeah, I think just not giving yourself that opportunity to really look into it, investigate what are my options. Okay, so because we are going on a holiday weekend, we didn't want to take a ton of time. We are technically gone for 7 days, but 2 of those are travel days. So we really only have 5 nights between London and Paris.
Right. So it's really 2.5 days in each city, which when you're thinking about the volume of things to see.
Oh my gosh.
Is not that much.
Yes, our itinerary is a little ridiculous.
Yes. And when you start writing out where you want to go, you're like, oh, this is fine. And then the list just gets longer. And longer. Yeah. And I think it's so important to sit down with the person or people you're going with because they could feel differently. So you might need to decide if you're going to break for one of the days.
Yeah, totally.
Or there were things that both me and Caitlin were like, we don't need to see that.
Yeah.
Which is nice to know.
Yeah, exactly. We both kind of agreed that we didn't want to spend all of our time in long tourist lines because we were we're going to then be there and feel we didn't really get to experience the culture.
We're more of whatever happens.
As long as there's a wine bar. So we were very realistic about the kind of places that we'd be staying. They're totally nice. Again, don't panic, mom. The places are totally nice and clean and cute.
Yeah.
But they're not they're not luxurious. They're not Egyptian cotton sheets. And we're not going to be getting served breakfast in bed. And that's totally fine with us. And we made that decision.
Yes.
We don't need anything fancy. We just need something clean and safe and in a good neighborhood. And then also when we were talking about restaurants and stuff, we were okay, we're gonna literally do croissants in the morning, street food,
yes.
That kind of thing, because then at nighttime we'll have a little bit more budget to go to a sit down dinner or go, get more wine or wine.
Our wine budget
yes.
high.
Our wine budget is a priority for sure.
Finally, the most exciting part, I think, for both of us is bucket list.
Bucket list. I'm really excited that we did this.
So excited.
We got super excited because we made our itinerary and that was really cool. But then we were sort of let's make a bucket list of things that if we don't do these things in these cities, we're going to feel really sad, or just things that we can check off and be oh my gosh, yes, I totally got to do this thing that I've been dreaming about doing for years.
Yeah. So the first thing that's on my bucket list, which I'm not sure we're going to be able to make work, but we'll see, is seeing the Paris Opera Ballet perform.
Oh, yes. I really want her to get to do this.
Guys, it's so exciting. So I found out that they are performing while we're there.
Yes.
And they perform at the Palais Garnier, which is this amazing, amazing theater. Gorgeous, like it's all like gold leaf and like huge chandeliers. Beautiful.
Yeah.
So, and I used to dance in high school, and like I love ballet. They're my favorite ballet company. They only perform in Paris. Huge bucket list item.
This is a huge bucket list item.
Huge.
Yeah.
I was telling Caitlin, I was looking back at my 30 before 30 list that I put together, I want to say like 8 years ago, and literally right there was see the Paris Opera Ballet
Love
perform.
that.
So cool. So it's like dreams are coming true.
Dreams are coming true. One, I'm a huge jazz fan, and I'm not going to tell you that derives. Actually, I'm not going to tell you. No.
I mean, who is like your favorite jazz artist, Caitlin?
Okay, I'm not trying to call this jazz per se, but I will let everyone know that the reason why my favorite instrument is the saxophone is because of Kenny G. Okay? All right? Thank you, Kelly.
Kenny G.
Okay. So just take that with a grain of salt, okay? I'm not equating Kenny G to the jazz of Paris, but it is on my bucket list for Paris to go to a Parisian jazz club. So that's a really big one that I'm very excited about.
That one
and we've got a really fun one on our list that we're really excited about.
So in London, my first one it's like a little bit of a cliche, guys. But I really want to have afternoon tea, like real ass tea.
Yeah. Real ass tea.
You know, because I'm ashamed to say that up until a couple of months ago, I did not have a teapot and like routinely warmed up my tea in the microwave. So.
Oh, well, I'll keep that from the Londoners. I won't tell them.
They would be
mortified by your methods.
Yes. So I can't wait to like, same kind of thing as like a Paris cafe. It's like a London, like little cafe.
Yes.
And like having an afternoon tea, I think is just like, it's so London.
Really sweet. Yeah.
So cool.
Yeah. So I really want to go to a pub and watch a football match there. Now, whether there will even be football there the days that we're there, I'm totally not sure.
I feel like it's always on.
I know. I'm just assuming that something will be on. And it's not that I necessarily like want to watch the game because let's be real, like I don't know what's happening in that.
Sometimes it happens. I want to go now.
I know.
I want to leave now.
It's a real problem because I could talk about this forever.
Okay. You're so happy. You guys, we're so excited about this trip. I'm ready to leave now.
Yeah, all this talking is just really making me like.
I'm thinking, should we just go and camp out at the airport?
I think
time to leave?
Yeah, I'm sure Lane and Danielle won't mind. Yeah.
So, okay, now we want you guys to give us all the recommendations. I've never been to Paris. Have you ever been to Paris?
I've never been to Paris. I have been to London. I forgot to mention this. I've been to London when I was 18, but it was like for a school thing, and I was in rehearsal at the time, like all the time. So I got only one day in actual London. The rest of the time I was in Surrey.
It's so different too when you're there for like something else besides just like traveling.
Enjoying it. Yes. Yeah, totally.
Okay, so basically that's like our first time kind of experiencing both of the cities.
Yeah.
So we've made like some Google Maps and stuff of where we want to go, but we don't know all the cool places.
No.
So we're relying on you guys for all the recommendations.
Yes, we want you guys to tell us your favorite spots, where we just absolutely cannot miss, and leave them in the comments below for us. We're also going to share our Google map with you.
Yes. So you'll be able to look at like the sites that we're hitting and kind of see like what we're planning to see in each city. And I'm sure they will be exploding in the next couple of days when we get all of our recommendations.
Exactly.
So we're going to be creating a video while we're there. We're so excited about this. So tons of footage of like all of the sites around Paris and London, us frolicking through the city.
We're also going to show you how we do it on a budget. So it's going to be very clear, like these are the spots we hit and we spent X amount of money, and you can do this too.
Yeah, so hopefully it'll be really useful for all of you that need to travel on a budget.
Yes.
We feel ya.
Yeah.
So look out for that like in the next couple of weeks.
Yes.
And don't forget to don't forget. Like, you're not going to forget. I'm just telling you about it now.
And she's like,